Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the glorious world of Fate Stay Night, where I will probably go off on rants depending on how the rest of these battles and the rest of these choices turn out. But right now, we're in a happy place. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna go beat up a caster. I assume it's caster. But before that, we do have a musical theater karaoke to start off the stream. Sticking with the Beetlejuice theme since Beetlejuice did just come out. It's okay. You have to say it concurrent 3 times in a row. So it's totally cool for me to just say Beetlejuice. But going to go with Ready, Set, Not Yet. It's one of my favorite numbers. Mainly because it has patter song elements, and I do love me a patter song. So it took me forever to find a decent karaoke version. This is just like a piano accompaniment version. But let's see how it works out, shall we? Look at this crib in all of its glorious antiquery. Every curve and surface speaks to me, saying pamper and spoil me, sand me and oil me, come on. I know to the untrained eye it's boring, but nothing's a chore when you're restoring. Apart from frustration, pain, and financial drain, it's fun. Folks say, Adam, why do you polish a crib when you don't have a kid? And even if you did have a kid, this crib is too precious for placing a baby inside of it, so it simply exists to remind you your sense of perfection, such a reflection that you're not mentally prepared to make room for a kid. Adam, why don't you live? Adam, just make a start. Are you willing to take the next step? Ready, set, ready, set. Look at these jugs. Amazingly glazed and terracotta-y. I took some clay and made you pottery. The world will never wreck you. I'll protect you in a mother's embrace. Folks say, Barbara, why can't you see that ceramic is simply a manifestation of motherly panic? By making a baby that's breakable, aren't you creating a way that's translating the terror of making maternal mistakes into clay? Hiding the way you don't have to face being a bad mom, Barbara. That's what you've done, Barbara. Just make a start. Are you willing to take the next step? Ready, set. Here we stand at the end of a 10-year plan. A house, a yard, a minivan, a baby should be next. Together we'll leap off the cliff, fall forever and smash to bits. Trapped in a terrifying viper pit of diapers and regret. Are we willing to take the next step? Ready, set. Ready, set. Ready, set. Not yet. Not yet. Why rush? Why rush? Soon enough our hopes and our dreams will be crushed, but not yet. Not yet. Not now. Not now. Oh, no. See, we can't start a family in a house with creaky floorboards. You're absolutely right. Let's add it to the list with the cracks in the plaster. The Wi-Fi should be faster. This sofa needs a caster. The bathroom's a disaster. What about global poverty? What about world peace? The whole darn economy, the whole Middle East. We should learn Mandarin or Spanish at least. No habla español. Dos cervezas, por favor. And that's all we got. That's not a lot. Do we want a bilingual household or not? So let's slow no down, no breaking a sweat. What's the point of having children if you're drowning in debt? Now we're totally, completely, maybe 80%. I'd say 78. Ready to take the next step. The next step. The next step. Ready, set, let's... See, I wasn't kidding. It's a show about death. That's a weird one to sing with just the piano. First time I've heard that with just piano, but that was still fun to sing. It's a really fun song with great wordplay in it. And I'm a sucker for that, more than anything. Back to the world of Fate Stay Night. And since we last played on Wednesday, there has been an update. So I presume that'll maybe fix more pronunciation errors. Or maybe there are just parts of the game that are broken that I just haven't gotten to yet. Maybe I've been avoiding it by getting a lot of good stuff happening. Just to show ending list. None of the main endings. I know, or I assume I know, that there are... Hello, bird. Hopefully there's a bird ending. If we don't have a bird ending, that would be sad, but we'll have to work with it. We have the tiger endings. We've got 4 tiger endings so far. Out of, like, possible 9, we've gotten 4. So, we've avoided death, like, 5 times. And to be fair, like, those first 2 we actually did kind of on purpose. Partially not on purpose. But, like, everything after that was, like, we've only legit gotten to that ending. So, I'm happy with that, how we played it. Hopefully we haven't locked ourselves out of anything. I look forward to getting to the ending of this and just finding out, like, yeah, you completely locked yourself out of a good ending. You're have to go back and do a whole lot of different stuff. Where we last left off, we trusted Saber to be a strong, independent woman, and we learned we just can't trust her to do that. She needs a big, strong man in her life, or else she's just not going to be able to do anything. Let's face it, Saber needs a man in her life. Don't even bother letting her stand on her own 2 feet. That's the lesson that we have learned so far from this visual novel. So let Saber and I both head out. Surprised he doesn't have an option of just him going out to fight Castor alone. It's clear who the enemy is. Castor is attacking with an entire army. There's only one thing for us to do. Us staying here won't do anything. Saber, come with me. Osaka, you take Ilya. What? Why? I don't want to babysit Rin. That's my line, and I thought you said you were going to listen to Shiro. He's telling you to stay back. No arguing, you little brat. How are you doing today, Verst? I hope your throat's doing a lot better. We did do a little bit more of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations last night and had an absolute ball of a time. We are approaching the last day of court on the 2nd case of Trials and Tribulations. And, it's a fun one. It's a super fun one, but I forgot. I honestly forgot that the game gives away a plot point that it should not give away. I hate it when a game does that. It's just like, oh, here's a flash of something, and it's just like, I can clearly tell exactly what's happening in that flash you just showed me. Unless it was a red herring. It could be. I don't care. I don't care. Which voice was that? I think that might have been Ilya. I don't care. I'm more useful than Saber. Osaka grabs Ilya from behind in a full Nelson and covers her mouth. Be careful, you can snap someone's neck with a full Nelson. And it's just like, as many problems as I've had with Ilya, now is not the time for her neck, for snapping her neck. There are plenty of other better times for that. Ilya, her voice muffled, continues shouting insults and expletives. Don't curse, you're just a small child. Well, she's not that small. Like, what? She's like 13? Like, she's not like a 5-year-old. I think she's just short. Got it. I'll protect Ilya. You defeat Castor. Go be cool. Go be the big brave man. Thanks. Try not to overdo it. You're better off running than fighting because you used all your magic and you're useless, Ren. It comes down to it. Sokka nods, as if to say she doesn't have to be reminded. I turn my back to Sokka and head towards the veranda. Ilya's 4'4", only 8 inches shorter than Saber. Only 8 inches? Like, 8 inches is a pretty decent gap in height. With, like, Ren... do we... Dang it. I hate that we only have the servant profiles. I want profiles for everyone else. I want to know people's heights and age. Is that so hard to ask? And also, could you convert that into, you know, feet and inches because I'm a dirty American? Long profile, but I feel like I assume everything in here is what we've seen in all of those flashbacks. Is there's like other stuff in here, then I ain't reading it. Saber is 5 foot even. Alright. Saber! Yes, I know. I will take care of Shiro. Saber follows me after nodding to Tosaka. Ah! Wasn't expecting that design. Alright. It's like, I can understand the lower part of the jaw being on there, but it's like, it takes work to also just, like, have this part of the upper jaw on your skeleton. Like, that takes some dedication. Every Fate spinoff in existence uses these skeletons as mooks. In that instance, I doubt my own eyes. A sword swinging down on me. I stand stunned as the blade descends towards my head. Urgh! I twist away and parry with my wooden sword. Did you strengthen it? I don't remember him strengthening it at the end of the last stream, but maybe he did. My body just reacted the instant I knew I was in mortal peril. The enemy attacks again without missing a beat. A fluid, accurate attack. You would think not having eyes, or even the holes for eyes, would cause you to lose accuracy at some point, but oh well. Accurate but not sophisticated. It lacks the brutality of any killing strike. It seems pathetic next to Saber strikes, like it's barely moving in comparison to Berserker. Back against the wall, I parry again! Urgh! As I step back against the wall. Oh, I can never parry if I play like any game that has like an active battle system. I just stick with dodging. I never get parry times down in any game. It's just not worth it. Like, the closest thing I ever came was, like, it wasn't parrying, but, like, the perfect dodges in Xillia. I love trying to figure those out. Saber strikes like lightning! Shiro, are you alright? See for yourself. I got a little spooked, but I managed. That will not do. Why are there 2 quotation marks? It's just like, is that what the patch added? The patch saw that it's like there aren't, we keep missing out on quotation marks, so we're just going to add extra ones here? That will not do. At times like this, you must stand behind me. Please be more careful. Saber scolds me for my carelessness. She's right. I didn't want to just stay behind her. Shiro, are you even listening? I'm not staring. Yes, listening. Words. You say, I am. So Saber, what were those things? The hallway's empty. Whatever hideous thing Saber saved me from is completely annihilated. Alright. It was exactly as Ilchivel said. It is a soldier made by using monster bodies as a catalyst. It seems more like a golem than an automaton, but it seems to be of low quality. I have no trouble defeating them, even if we are surrounded. Ah! Grr! I don't know where they were hiding. How did that many manage to sneak in? These crudely assembled things scutter all around us. But they're not the only presence I see. Countless others surround the house too. Many times more than I see here. Shiro, next to you. Urgh! I leap from the wall. It's super dramatic. I do like a kick flip. Why you? I strike the bones with my wooden sword. Saber sweeps away the bones, crawling toward my exposed back. The bones move jerkily towards us, attacking at the same unnatural movements. Not hard to fight them off, but we're destroying more of the house with every strike. Oh man. Do we have any, like, repair spells? Do we have a reparo? Please? I only have a wooden sword. Even if I use strengthen on it, it won't last. Okay, so we haven't even used strengthen. We're just using a wooden sword to defeat monstrous skeletons. Fantastic. As much as I hope I'm wrong, it seems like the bones heading for us are endless. I really hope it isn't going to go on until we both collapse. Darn! Where are these things coming from? I can't help but complain as I fight back to back with Saber. There aren't that many bones coming at me, bro. Some seem to be coming from inside the house, but most seem to be coming from the yard. Saber's slashing away. Like they're heading towards the living room. Tosaka and Ilya are there. Saber has her hands full. Saber readies her sword. We've entered lightsaber mode. Golden sword attack. Her golden sword is ready to demonstrate its true power. Wait, don't use Excalibur right now. I don't care if you destroy the house. Okay, I do mind a little bit. Thank you for minding a little bit. But we're still in a residential area. I shouted Saber as I bat away the bone striking at me. I will obey your orders, but dealing with so many enemies at once is not ideal. We could find ourselves in trouble if we do not sweep them aside with a single blow. Like that. Yes, I know. These things are like familiars, right? And if we defeat the one who's controlling them, that wipes out the army. Saber, just find Caster for me, please. There's no need. Caster's just over there. I just was playing with these. I just wanted to grind up some XP before I went after her. Or him. Okay, it is her. She's not concealing herself, which tells me she hopes to lure us to her. Fine, let's just give her what she wants. We aren't gonna last like this. I do not mind, but you are saying we are going to attack Caster there. The yard is just ahead. If Caster's just out there, she shouldn't be too difficult to reach. But if we do that, we won't be defending the house. Saber's fighting the bones off now, but as soon as she's outside, the wall holding them all back will be gone. I should... I'm going to lose for believing in a woman. The game has taught me not to the game has straight up told me a billion times, don't believe in Saber by herself. Including in this encounter already. But who do I believe more in? Saber or magicless Tosaka going up against an army of Skelemen? It sucks. I really want, like, it, in my mind, it should be a no-brainer. My no-brainer should be, I should just leave Caster to Saber and I work on defense. But the last bad end 100% tells me that Caster apparently can just manhandle, mind control Saber, no problem. Like, my gut instinct says neither of these are good options. This entire playthrough, I've been like, let Saber do her job. Stop being whiny about it. I'm sticking with that belief, and it's going to give me another bad end, probably, because Saber's just a girl and can't do anything on her own, so I'll leave Caster to Saber. I feel bad about relying on Saber, but I have no choice. We may have come out together, but I'm just slowing her down. Saber should have no trouble getting through the bone things and reaching Caster alone. Saber, have you got this? Yes, please return to Rin. You should be able to hold off the enemy for a few minutes. What, with Rin and Ilchevel's help? Got it. We'll be waiting in the living room. I will be back soon, and maybe this time I won't stab you. Wait, what was that? May not be my place to say so, since I just tried to... Oh... Oops. It may not be my place to say so, since I just tried to use my noble phantasm, but this is your home, Shiro. I will not let anyone allow further damage to it. Saber launches herself into the yard. She chops effortlessly through the army of bones. Okay. I hurry back to the living room. If I stay here, I just might get surrounded by more of those creatures and Saber could worry. Shiro, what happened? Did something happen to Saber? No, you got it wrong. Caster's familiars. There's just too many of those bone dolls. They'll overwhelm us, so Saber once went to defeat Caster, since they're the source of all of this. I'd just slow her down. So I'm staying here with you guys until Saber's done. I see. Yeah, there's way too many of those things. Leia says we shouldn't worry, but even Saber has her limits, so she decided to take out the source before she gets tired. Looks like it. The Dragon-Tooth soldiers are heading back out to the yard. It looks like Caster's getting desperate. Saber has her cornered. But this is it. There is no way Caster can win against Saber. Surely this time, Saber's got this, right? You're right. I don't hear outside anymore. I don't sense any enemies. As long as we don't go outside, the bones won't come attack us. Delia's right. The battle should be over soon. This is the exact same bad end as before. You just choose to get it later. And oh, it's the same tiger stamp. Dang it. Saber won't lose in single combat. She shouldn't have any trouble cutting Caster down since she doesn't have to worry about protecting us. Why so glum? You look troubled even though we're saying the fight's just about over. I could say the same thing, Tosaka. Why does it look like something's bothering you? Yeah, just things are going too well. Caster knows Saber way on it. What do you think, Ilya? The only seven left is Saber. Look down my left arm. Yeah. Okay, yep, leads to just the straight up same bad ending. Okay. That's kind of lame, but oh well. Saber is incompetent. The game has proven she's just a girl. Fast forward. Everything's breaking in the house. The sounds are a whole lot worse. And fast forward, everything's broken. I'm sorry, Karitsugo. I believe in the person who has little to no magic to defend herself with. Erg! I hear glass shattering. Stone Cold comes in and hits a stunner, but I guess you could hit a stunner. They still have the jaws. So yeah, we can hit a Stone Cold stunner on these Skelemen. I hear the sound of intense fighting coming from the living room. Shiro, your orders. There's no time to be indecisive. I know. Maybe delaying just makes things worse. We're going after Caster. I said Tosaka should be able to take care of Ilya. And let us go, Master. I will entrust my back to you. She hurries down the hall, mowing down bones as she goes. They're like vanishing snowflakes. Saber scatters as many in her path. It looks like a snowstorm. Arg! She said she trusted her back to me, but she clearly doesn't need me to protect her. I'm once again reminded how skilled Saber is. She charges through them. She cuts us straight through to the source of the bones. Her only goal is to defeat the yet unseen sixth servant that has invaded the house. Sixth servant that has invaded the house. Yeah, I guess, like, of course we have Archer, Saber, Lancer. Ryder never invaded the house. Berserker never invaded the house. Sixth servant in general, not the sixth servant to invade the house. Who have we not seen then? I thought we've seen everyone. What? This is the seventh one then. Oh, and are we not? We're not counting Saber? Sixth enemy servant. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Soldiers which had been coming at us in droves are suddenly gone. This must be our destination. A distorted human figure looms ahead of us. Who is it? Like, stick with my prediction of Merlin. It wears robes of some kind, but the robe itself is so dark that it looks more like a hole in the night. A dark shadow. As soon as I lay eyes on the figure, I'm struck by an indescribable sense of anxiety. Do I feel like giving Caster a voice? Kinda don't, to be honest. And I'm assuming this might be the only encounter, so, like, we can let her talk. The figure chuckles. It seems the dark figure is the master of those bone creatures. Esther. No, her voice actress died the day after the remaster. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we definitely keep her voice acting on then. There's no master. There's no sign of a master nearby. Maybe she's the same as Lancer, able to move even far away from her master. Everyone has proved capable of not being by their master. It's just like people just tend to travel together because they like it. It's like there's not like a freaking rope saying you can't get away 10 feet from your servant. It's just like masters just have to decide whether they trust their servants, and obviously you shouldn't, because if you trust your servant, they just die or they stab you. One of the two. Has your contract been terminated? Has your contract been terminated? Saber challenges her directly. Do we take her at her word? Okay, if we take her at her word, presumably she only has, like, she just killed her master, and that would mean she only has, like, a few hours left. Unless she has some frickin' caster magic, which just lets her stay here by sucking out souls from people or something. Not worthy of being a master. Do we have any guys on this list? Hi, Caster. Nice to meet you without the smoky haze already. Not Kirei. So, random teacher? It's either someone we haven't met, or it's random teacher, or Isai? I maintain I don't think Isai's a master. I really don't think he's a master. So it's either someone we haven't met or this dude. I don't know why I'm so set on Isai not being a master. But it's just like, it's a gut feeling, and my gut feeling has been wrong plenty of times, but I'm sticking with it. I trust my boy. I can't see an expression on the rope servant's face, but I can hear the terrible coldness in Caster's voice. Master Killer, so your master... Okay, so she's about to explain. Are we doing Soul Eater right now? Just like, I'm up for that. It's like the two intros to the Soul Eater anime are like two of my favorite intros of all time. Just like that, the first intro and Black Paper Moon are just mwah to me. So, you wish to live in this world too? I do not know what heroic spirit you are, but have you abandoned what pride you had for this? I don't think I fully read what she said. By simply obtaining the Holy Grail, then there's nothing else to worry about. Alright, sure, no problem. Remember how in the prologue Ren was finding coma victims who... Oh yeah, that was... I definitely thought that was probably going to end up being Caster. It's good to finally get that confirmation. So, since she's saying long dead, could it be her master died even before the Holy War started? Did the master die before we even met Saber? I figured as much, but your misdeeds do not concern me. Saber tilts her body just slightly. Only about 10 meters from Caster. Saber should be able to close that distance and bring Caster down in a heartbeat. So, in the bad end, we lost our command deals. So that's something that can forcibly happen. So I guess Caster is trying to force herself to be Saber's master in order to win the Holy Grail War? There's nothing for us to discuss. You will die here. Saber's intent only on killing. Heck yeah! I'm not about to oppose her in this case. Yay, murder! All I smell from Caster is blood. Must be telling the truth about murdering her master. Her raid tonight was clearly intended to kill everyone in the house. So there's no reason for me to stop Saber. Besides, Caster isn't even a threat to Saber. What could possibly go wrong? Even I can see Caster's ability. He's the weakest when it comes to one-on-one combat. Has our thing updated? It has not updated yet. Okay. If Saber engages her, she can only lose. Don't do it, Saber. Even with all that in mind, I can't shake the sense that I've already seen this bad end twice. It's not the same feeling as hopelessness or inevitable death that I got from Berserker. Do I just have some sort of aversion to her? Does she have cooties? Or is this some warning of something more dangerous? She's not masked up. She could be contagious with something. Forget about me. Somehow my left hand is aching to warn me that Saber should stay away from that thing. Grrr! I hesitated too long. Saber launches at the dark shadow. Caster smiles. Doesn't look at all disturbed as Saber rushes to her. Uh-oh. She mutters, Atlas. I can't understand what she said, but she said Atlas. But it sent something beyond words straight into our minds. Mind crush. The world lurches and distorts. The air grows denser around Saber. I hear, even feel a tremendous impact. Ground flexes like something massive slammed into Saber from above. Did you just cast Meteor on me? Thank you for the servant information. I want to read about this. It's a female. I knew it. The most evil of all alignments. She's only an E in strength. Although she does have that A+ in magic. That's bad for us. Don't know nothing there. Can create territory. Can activate Magecraft without saying an incantation or connecting with magic circuits. Even great Magecraft can be cast in one step. They are words from an age of God, so modern people can't even pronounce them. I heard you say Atlas. Can create a tool tinged with magic energy. Can create an elixir of immortality. Don't know anything about that. Alright. Good to know. Actually, I think she muttered something like an incantation. Incantations can be shortened. The simpler the magecraft, the shorter the spell can be made. But this isn't by any means simple magecraft. Not many mages could visualize such a thing in a single breath. Even if it were possible, they need to prepare a catalyst ahead of time like Tosaka does. Caster triggered a magecraft with a murmured word. I've never heard of anything like this. If that is Caster's magecraft, she's no mere mage. Saber! Saber is frozen, her feet still kick in midair. That's bad. She hangs suspended. The air around her seems to have thickened into gelatin. What flavor gelatin? Is it lime? I can't get close. Some sort of invisible barrier holds me back. The murkiness seems confined to Saber, but as long as her feet don't touch the ground, she can't move. Age of Gods. Okay, so probably not Merlin. Who could be a caster from the Age of Gods? Like, the obvious choice is Cersei, but I don't think it's Cersei. For Samurai Revenant reasons. A ridiculing laugh echoes from the depths of the dark robe. Saber is still suspended, helpless in the air. Uh-oh. Oh, that's really all you're capable of, Caster. He dismisses as though it's just a dull trick. Age of Gods ended in 0 AD, so... Could it be a biblical character? Virgin Mary would be a weird choice. Eve? Lilith? This could be Lilith. Let's see if we get any more hints. Caster steps back after casually nullifying Caster's magecraft. Saber surges towards her at lightning speed. But well, again, we obviously still can't trust. This is going to be a bad end. I know it's going to be a bad end. I'm not going to stop having faith in Saber, but despite the game telling me that Saber sucks. I shouldn't be so apprehensive. We have Caster cornered. If we retreat, it's only going to give Caster a chance to win. Saber's sword flashes in a blur. She's closed the distance and will likely cleave Caster in half. But, Saber suddenly stops. It's nothing Caster has done. Saber's own instincts seem to be stopping her. Phew. That is... Saber twists away to dodge. It's too late. She falters as if something lifted her. Uh-oh. She got hit with 11 sword. Oh no. She falters as if something has lifted her upwards, then a strange dagger plunges into her chest. Hey, on the plus side, we might not have gotten that picture if we hadn't gone for this bad ending. Caster, you just...
So, これが私の宝具よ、セイバー。サーバントは愚か、人間一人殺せない。何も生み出せない最弱の武器。けれどある事柄に対しては全てを許された寝台の免罪符。
So some sort of like mega hypnosis dagger. Shoot, bro. Please run. Saber isn't injured, but she collapses to her knees anyway. Saber! Before I can figure out what's going on. Final command spell disappears. Ah!
予定通りよ、坊や。あとは中にいる魔術師と器を回収すれば、私の勝利は揺るがない。
Yeah, what she just said, I think, confirms a theory I think I have a vague memory from Fate Zero. With the use of that word vessel. Yeah, I think that confirms it in my head. Don't want to say it out loud because it hasn't been fully revealed in this game yet. Caster raises her hand. Even without her chanting, the air wavers and blows me off my feet. I can't get up. My legs are a mess from that blow and simply just won't move. He snickers. Saber stands up. He walks in the same jerky manner as those bone soldiers, slowly approaching me as I lay immobile. Her eyes bulge like she's having a nightmare and she swings her sword down. Where did she swing the sword? Did it go anywhere remotely in the belly area?
素敵よセイバー。これであなたも私と同じ主殺しの罪を負った。ええ、これからは罪人同士仲良くこの地上を呪い殺しましょう。
Rude. Even without understanding what's going on, I feel my body go rigid. Ah. Crimson stains the night. Saber stares down at my blood-soaked body, her eyes filled with tears. Do we count it as disembowel? Flung it down on us. I don't think she, like, she didn't decapitate us, so I think, and it was a slash, it wasn't a stab. So it wasn't like a stab to the heart. I'm going to say that was a disembowel. That was definitely a disembowel. This one is a different tiger stab. Yeah, I was hoping this one would at least be different. Heck yeah, Tiger Dojo. We are in the double digits on the disemboweling. Heck yeah. Okay, it looks like the enemy is gone. My head. There's a bite mark on my head. Oh, so in this ending, Ilya got eaten by one of the zombies? I don't know if that's what Castor wanted, but sure. Let's get ourselves together. Life is like a little bypass that leads straight to the bottom of the valley. They got eaten by a tiger last. Oh yeah! Wait, we're counting. Wait, the Taiga dojos are canon in each other's timeline. So like 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 3. What? The rescue segment that saves Shiro, whose chances of coming back to this world are getting slimmer all the time. Yes, because I keep trusting Saber. Never trust Saber. Never trust a girl, clearly. Oh, but Tiger, this dead end isn't that different from the last one. Saber went berserk and stabbed Shiro again. You're right, but it is slightly different enough. Since this dead end could have been avoided, if Shiro had tried a little harder, I don't think this one's all Saber's fault. Now that you mention it, Saber's not here. I guess she doesn't get as broken up about it, since it's only halfway her fault. And so, we can operate Tiger Dojo without having to worry about invading lions. Yes, but there's actually not much to say. The choices won't really be subtle anymore either. The story's approaching its climax, so you won't get a good end if you don't shape up. If you can just defeat Castor, there's only one left. Win. Don't let your guard down. Did I black out and just lose memory of Assassin or Lancer dying? What? Ilya? What? My brain hurts now. Like, am I completely Did we kill Assassin and I just don't remember it? Ilya's telling you that a servant has already died. She knows too much. Dang it, Ilya, you're spoiling the game! You're awful! You suck, Ilya! Well done! We'll see you next time at Taiga Dojo! Okay, see you, Shiro. Ilya once again proving that she is the absolute worst. No, Saber! You suck and you're a girl and I can't trust you to beat up a stupid wizard. Saber raises her sword. She's already closed in on Castor. No, don't, Saber. I desperately sprint towards Saber. My heart is racing. Grrr! Saber suddenly halts. It's not clear whether Castor did anything. I am curious. She did say that was her noble phantasm. Has her noble phantasm been revealed in here? No, it is not. Okay. Saber tenses up, sensing something's coming from Castor. You. This is... She didn't say the name of it. Okay. Only what it kinda sorta does. Bony arms burst from the ground to grab her legs.
予知直感まで持っているとは予想外だったけれど、これで罪ね、セイバー。
A sharp blade emerges from the folds of Castor's robe. It's an oddly shaped dagger. It's an 11 sword, basically, just really short. Thin and brittle, that blade isn't meant for killing. Saber regards it with disgust, and Castor strikes, clearly seeing her opportunity for victory. Being grabbed from the ground must have surprised Saber. The Saber is unable to dodge or deflect the dagger. He simply takes the blow, looking astonished. Why, you... I hear Castor's voice from behind me somewhere. I can't see her expression. The only thing I can do is throw myself in front of Saber and take the blow in her place. Did we already get another disembowel? Where did we get stabbed? Ow! That wasn't graceful. I didn't have the confidence to just step in and take a dagger to the chest, so instead I tried to shield Saber, hugging her to obscure Castor's target. And so Castor's dagger plunged into my back, tearing through my spine in a moment of unbelievable pain. Not a disemboweling. Does not count. I stopped myself from crying, but I really want to really badly. I muster my strength to support Saber. Shiro. I can't hear what she's saying, even as close as she is to my ear. I can feel the warm breath of Saber on my ear. Get back, Saber. Get behind me. You're just a girl. Saber understands before I can gather my voice to tell her to jump. I go flying. Saber shakes off the bony hand gripping her legs and just carries me with her. Carries me like a big dumb baby. Shiro, you'll wound. Saber's voice is urgent. She lays me gently on the ground, but the pain only gets worse. We enter CRT vision, and it feels like scissors are in my back and someone poured lead down my spine. I can do that to myself in my shed, thank you very much. I don't need your help, Castor. The pain is unreal. Shiro, stay calm. Shiro! I'm not exactly losing my mind over it. Hearing Saber practically shouting actually calms me down. Tell me you don't have to shout, I can hear you. This is nothing, it just hurts. Doesn't even count as a disemboweling. You got this. I point in Castor's direction, my head still down. Just don't get shanked, please. Yes, I shall settle things right away, and I shall not get shanked, as you put it. Saber turns towards Castor. So that was your noble phantasm, was it not, Castor? Saber's voice is harsh and angry. The black shadow clicks her tongue in irritation and raises the strange dagger.
見ての通り生倉で人間一人殺せないものですけどね。触れたくないのなら私には近寄らないことね、セイバー。
Well, that's why she's got Excalibur. You know, the giant sword compared to your tiny little dagger. She's got reach. You might have flexibility, but Saber's also pretty flexible. Castor's talking bold, but she doesn't seem as composed as earlier. Even a powerful mage like Castor can't hurt Saber as long as she's only got magecraft. Whatever her noble phantasm might be, it totally can't hurt Saber, even if she surprised her with it. You should beat her, no problem. I give my orders to Gritty.
あら、それでいいの、セイバー。確かにあなたなら私を追い詰められるわ。言うまでもないでしょうけど、私の魔術が通じないのはあくまであなただけ。あなたがそこの坊やから離れれば、追い詰められた私が何をするか予想がつくのではなくて。
Saber's voice rumbles up from deep in her chest. The rattling of bones gets louder. I'm kneeling on the ground and Saber holds her sword, defending me as the bones surround us. Darn it, I messed up. Even if I manage to save Saber, there's no point with me being left so weak. Can't even move, so I'm slowing her down now. Oh, Castor would be no threat to Saber alone. But with me to worry about, no, as we've clearly seen, Castor is much better than Saber in one-on-one combat, and it's not even close. Like, Saber is 0 for 3 against Castor. Saber sucks. Can we trade for a new servant? You said you came to talk, Castor. Saber... Please be quiet, Master. This is our best choice right now. Saber lowers her sword. I think I hear Castor laugh amid the sound of rattling bones. Let us hear what you have to say, Castor. Depending on what conditions you offer, we may let you go. Castor just kept winning because of the surprise attack. Now she doesn't have that advantage. It's still advantage enough that Saber doesn't want to end this in like 5 seconds. Do not misunderstand your position. You hold my master's life in your hands, not mine. Should you snuff out that life, I will not hesitate to attack, and I will use every ounce of power in my sword to burn you to cinders, even if I disappear doing so. The air around his gold's cold. Saber's words intimidate Castor. She rolled like a natural 20 on that one. What? I was your target this time. Only 3 remain. Does that mean Assassin was defeated? So, Assassin wasn't defeated. Assassin's master was defeated. And, like, my only suspicion for Assassin's master is they say that there's a lady living at Isai's shrine. But, like, for whatever reason, my brain doesn't believe it's Isai. Not impossible, but I believe it's more the lady than anything. But... So we just got to deal with Lancer. No problem. We just have to deal with a guy who can reverse cause and effect. Assassin was defeated? Does that mean the master at the Rio Dao Temple is gone? I didn't even fight them or even know who they were. Now there's one less master. We could have been best friends! So the only remaining servants are Saber, Castor, and Lancer, who I haven't even seen since that first night. Technically the third night. Saber, you got the reach, you got the speed. I believe in you. If it gives me another option to go for the attack, I'm going to do it. There would be no point in doing so. Only I can wield this sword. If you are a heroic spirit, you should know very well that a noble phantasm can only be used by its owner. Her voice drips with amusement. Grr! I feel myself on the verge of passing out, even as my anger boils over. I try to shove the pain aside and try to force myself to stand up on my legs that are not working. You! Piece of... I'm not gonna let Saber be captured because of me. I decide I'm gonna protect Saber. I'm not letting a wound like this bring me down. I grab my wooden sword and start slashing at bones. No, Shiro! Saber's voice is brittle, tense.
自殺したいのなら止めはしないわ。
Caster mocks me as I struggle. Bones crack and rattle, and as if to muffle all those sounds. Ooh. Oh no! Oh no! We're all gonna die! Oh no! No! Not now! Not him! Oh no! By a sudden volley of arrows. What? We all stand dumbfounded. The arrows that rain down on us disappear, as though they'd been an illusion. But they weren't. The entire horde of bones is gone.
誰だ?
Caster looks up. Saber must have noticed earlier, well before Caster. She stares up at the wall in disbelief. Oh, boss music time! Best boy! Best character! He's gonna kill us all! It's my boy! He's gonna kill us all. Because he can. Because let's face it, we're all just a bunch of mongrels. I don't understand what I'm seeing. There's a golden figure standing with the moon behind him. It's a man clad in golden armor, looking down at the yard with a cruel smile. I didn't think we would see him in this branch, I'm gonna be honest. Caster raises her voice, instinctively realizing that this is the one who just annihilated her troops. He gives no answer. He's not even looking at Caster. His eyes are fixed on one person alone. Saber. There were 4 previous Grail Wars in this town, and they established the most previous winners would wish to live in the modern day. Yep. Yep. Hi, buddy. Caster's voice is heavy with emotion. Like, I'm so happy to see. Like, he is one of my. I love this guy. He's my favorite character in the series. It's just, he's so cool, and just like all the interpretations I've seen of him, was just like, I love this character. He's the best. I love his presence. I love his look. I love his power. His power is my favorite. We're gonna get to it. Oh, I'm so happy. My boy is here. I didn't want him to be here yet. I didn't expect him to be here, but oh, he's here, and he's gonna kill us all. The golden armored man finally looks at her. Alright, I'm gonna use this to hydrate. We got our ad. Oh my goodness. He's here. And we're doomed. We're all doomed, but I'm okay with that. We deserve to die. This is the end of this branch. That's good. We reached the good ending. Getting wiped out by this golden deity. Getting to be wiped out by this guy, this is the good end of the entire branch. We can move on to the next branch. Castor gasps at the man's red eyes bore into her. His gaze is impossibly cold. He doesn't even see Castor as human. I can tell as far away as I am. I don't blame Castor for being intimidated, like some icy hand has a grip on her heart as he looks straight into his eyes. Castor's voice trembles as she speaks. She must know she's doomed if she doesn't do something, but... Okay, I've got to differentiate his voice from Shiro. The settings are going to spoil who he is. I know who he is. I know who this guy is. I don't care. It's our boy! Hi, Gilgamesh. It's him! He's so cool. Okay, I gotta do the snootiest voice possible, but I gotta differentiate from Shiro. Shiro's voice, I did a little bit of this for Shiro's voice, so what do I do to differentiate and do Gilgamesh with a snooty voice? I have no reason to address myself to a mongrel. Begone, clown. His answer comes as a death sentence. I hear a loud snap. By the time I realize, it's the sound of him clicking his fingers. The tragedy has begun. A myriad of weapons in the air shooting down towards Castor like bullets from a machine gun. Castor raises her arm. A shield envelops her. It formed a glassy film in front of Castor. It is likely every bit as durable as Berserker himself. But her efforts are probably fruitless as the barrier is merely glass. The crystalline barrier shatters under the deadly rain of so many weapons. She sounds utterly dumbfounded, with not a modicum of concern for Castor as she so pitifully tilts her head in wonder. The weapons tear through her dark robe. They were merciless. Spears tear into her, sending fabric flying, only for yet more of them to plunge into her body. For obvious reasons, we do not learn Castor's identity in this. Why can't we? Like, can't we run a blood test? Or is there not even going to be any blood left after this? That's also possible. Swords cut down her falling form, while arrows sail towards an arm as if is about to hit the ground. An axe chops off a head about to complain of pain. All of it brings Castor to untold peaks of agony. She can't possibly survive. Castor succumbing to an endless hail of so many different weaponry, no longer even recognizable as human. The wind flows. Her tattered, empty robe floats away. The shredded remains of it fly skyward in the evening breeze. That torn robe tries valiantly to hold its form, maybe because it's the only thing remaining to remind us of Castor. I'm completely speechless. My frozen mind is fixed on the miserable remnants of that robe as they float away. And then... Insolent fools. I told her to be gone from my sight. The sensible thing to do would have been to graciously commit suicide before me. The man in gold grunts contemptuously. Wah! I'm not hallucinating. The dark robe twists like the coils of a snake and then sprouts wings to fly away. But it's too late. I don't know what that man did, I always see a crack in the night sky itself, like a wave breaking out at sea. The fault light engulfs the fluttering rope. It's like a person being run over by a steamroller. The rope falls. Castor is beneath it, unscathed. Then... Ow! A storm of magical swords rain down on her. Justice rains from above. Her scream splits the night. More swords fall upon her in response, and her scream grows louder. Castor must be able to heal herself like Saber. Even all those swords impaling her is not enough to kill her. This is getting hard to watch. The torrent of swords doesn't stop. Each weapon is different. No two are alike. And as such, I don't want to admit it, but each of the weapons is a magical sword or spear and is easily a match for a servant's noble phantasm. An inexhaustible supply of noble phantasms rains down on Castor. Seeing the way she struggles under this is just... So, one to go? One and only one is left. Nope, definitely not going to have to deal with any other ones besides that one Lancer. This guy's just hanging out. He's just a dude. He's just chill. That was the end of Castor. Disappears along with the black mist that was hiding her. The infinite cycle of torture that seemed to drag on forever just lasted 10 seconds. And during that time, Saber stood scowling at the golden night. A mere mage. A mere mage even mentioning capturing what belongs to the King of Knights is a great sin. I am king, and she is mine. Any fool who meddles with a king's treasure is fit for nothing but such a death. Now then, it has been a while, Saber. Do you remember the decision I made? His tone turns amicable as he just addresses Saber. I'm just gonna keep bleeding out over here. Pay me no mind. Saber doesn't answer. She only glares all the more intensely at him. Why do you look at me like that? Have you not made your choice yet? It has been 10 years. That should have been enough time to decide. Ah, I suppose it has only been 10 years for me. To you, it must seem like yesterday. What a foolish woman you are, making me wait so long. He laughs heartily. My heart's pounding, partially from the disaster I just witnessed, but beyond that, the way he's looking at Saber is making my tummy hurt. Some mongrels yet remain. He glances at the house, annoyed. Ah! I look and I see Tosaka and Ilya on the veranda in the front of the living room. What is that? What is that? Ilya looks up at the man like she's just seen a ghost. She strains her eyes for a moment, then she shakes her head in disbelief. No way. Who are you? Can't you tell, fool? I am one of the heroic spirits you know so well. You can't be. Ilya jumps off the veranda and glares at the man as if in a challenge. Don't tick him off. No, don't do anything with him. Don't interact. Just hope he doesn't. Just hope he shows mercy. I don't know. I don't know you. There shouldn't be a servant I don't know about. Where, Ilya? My words aren't reaching her. Ilya releases a mass of magic energy straight at the man. I hear it rushing through the air, and he does nothing. A mirrored shield appears in front of him and reflects Ilya's attack back at her. Huh? She'd been so blind and desperate in her attack, she now has no time to react to it. Ilya can only stand there as her attack rebounds towards her. That hurt. Osaka steps in and saves her, blocking the attack. I see. So we have an odd one this time around. I see they've done a bit of creative thinking to avoid their mistake last time. He looks down at Ilya, scrutinizing her. He looks at Ilya the same way he looks at Saber, coldly, as though praising a prized possession. No, 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 I hate you! Ilya glares at the man while Osaka tries to hold her back. I could not possibly care less. Come now. Open yourself up quickly now. You are the fifth one, after all. He says it so simply. I'm not sure why that had any effect on her. No. Ilya trembles violently, then slumps to the ground. That's it. Nothing else can happen. Osaka and I can only look up at the man. We completely understand. He's not looking at us. If either of us speaks up, we meet the same fate as Castor. But not Saber. Her silence as she stares up at the Golden Knight is entirely different than ours. How and why have you manifested, Archer? Saber tries to keep her voice under control. Osaka and I only gasp in surprise. I require no reason. The Holy Grail is mine. What reason could I need more than to collect what is mine? Nonsense, you are not that kind of hero. Or rather, stop. Another word and you will be forced to fight King of the Knights. I intend to do so, but I have lost interest. This place is too unsightly. It is not fit to celebrate our reunion. And with that, the man in gold turns away. Turns his back on us as just to demonstrate we're not a threat. We shall meet again, Saber. My decision remains unchanged since our last meeting. Be prepared to make your choice by the time we next meet. Bye, Archer the Second. Or maybe it's the same Archer. Man, Archer got a whole lot cooler looking. He disappears. The tension fades and the yard returns to its usual tranquility, totally peaceful and tranquil. But it's the only thing that returns to how it was. Yemiya house is in shambles and Ilya's fainted. Saber, with her back to us, stays silent. New servant data? New weapon data? What could that mean? Hey, Archer. The voice acting says what his name is. Boo. He has no magic resistance, but he doesn't need it. He has all the charisma. He has all the independent actions. Because he can act without a master. I love that character. He's my favorite freaking character. Oh, we just got a whole bunch of names. What's the Dawn Sleep like? Oh, just a magical sword. What's the Vachra? One of the cores of divine symbol. Noble phantasm, but you only loosened once. Sure. The harp. It's a cool cane. Also just another divine sword of Perseus. Sure. Oh, Durandal. Of course Durandal's here. Sacred Sword of Roland the Paladin for Fire Emblem 7, of course. Oh, and just the Golden Sword for sure victory. Anything else here? Oh yeah, just a Heaven Scorch Halberd. No problem. Just keep throwing out stuff. I set a futon in the living room and just decide to lay Ilya on it. She may have fainted, but her face is peaceful at least. Hey, don't look away. The bandage will slide off. I feel a hand slap my back. Ow! Is that any way to treat the injured? Shut up. I'm treating your wound, so hold still. Come on, raise your right hand. I doubt you need it, but let me put... Oh, come on. There was an end quote. The quote ended. Raise your right hand. I doubt you need it, but let me put some ointment on it. Ah, it's cold. If you can feel it, you're fine. Come on, just let me wrap it. Wraps the bandage on my right shoulder with surprising skill. It's past 10. After our battle with Castor, Tosaka began treating my wounds as soon as we got back to the living room. Well, she started, but most of my wounds have already healed. Thanks, magic. So now she's just being a fuss. And we're done. Your body is freaking nuts. Only vampires heal like you do. Are we Dracula? Are we Dr. Acula? Are we Alucard? Are you sure you're human? I think she said something similar before. I'm just a totally normal, ordinary human being. Well, even I don't know what's going on in my body, so I ain't even bothering asking. I don't want to jinx it, so I don't want to ruin it by pointing it out. Don't mess with me. Who in the world could possibly be walking normally after getting their spinal cord severed? Look, it's useful. I won't question it, but it also is kind of freaking creepy. Don't tell me you can't die unless your head is chopped off. No, I'm pretty sure there was an ending where my head was chopped off and I still kind of lived in the form of like a weird doll or something. The scary thing here is Tosaka's serious. One of these days she might try for my neck with an axe. Better her than Ilya. You think so too, right, Saber? I think you're the cause, but still. He's freaking immortal. Are you saying Shiro's healing powers is not his own? Of course not. Do you think someone who only knows strengthening could do something like that? Its ridiculousness can only be the result of his connection with you. Your own healing power must be flowing in him. Do you think so? I never felt that kind of connection with him before. If you are correct, my magic energy should be flowing into Shiro as we speak. More importantly, my healing power is not as strong as Shiro. Saber? What's wrong? You just went pale. Saber stares off into space, apparently not even hearing Tosaka. No, it can't be. Saber shakes her head and looks down. Are we going to get backstory? Are we going to finally hear from Saber's own mouth what happened 10 years ago? As I feel like it's time for that at this point. Tosaka and I exchanged looks. Saber's acting weird. And not horny weird, just weird. Actually, I know why. Ever since that golden knight appeared, Saber's been pretty down. Well, let's put Shiro's issue on hold for now. Saber, did you know that gold guy? Goldie said something about you being his or something? Saber doesn't answer. He obviously doesn't want to talk about it. It's kind of important. We might need to talk about this. But I still want to know. Sokka's asking the questions I want answers to, too. Saber, if you know, then tell us. Who is that guy? You called him Archer, but he didn't seem like a jerk. He seemed like a super nice guy. Unlike that red-coated jerk. Yes. I would hate to admit it, but I do know that man. It should be impossible, though. There should only be 7 servants, so it shouldn't be possible for him to have been summoned as well. A servant? So he's really a servant? Well, that's pretty obvious. This could be a problem for us. His class is Archer. He is, of course, a completely different heroic spirit than the Archer who formed a contract with Rin. His abilities and temperament are different as well. Yeah, I can tell. I only saw him briefly, but that was more than enough to get a sense of what kind of monster he is. Hold on a minute. That doesn't make sense. If he's an archer and a servant, that would make 8. Only 7 can be summoned at a time. One disappearing doesn't mean another spot pops up in their place. Besides, even the Holy Grail doesn't have the magic energy to summon more than 7. There are only 7 servants because that's how many can be summoned. So how can they summon then 8? Wait. Saber. Did you meet him in the previous war? Yes, friend. On the final day of the previous Holy Grail War, I fought with him in a sea of fire. For a moment, my entire body tenses. Saber fought in a sea of fire. She fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 but the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. That's nothing new. I already heard from Kodamina that the fire was caused by the Holy Grail War. So it shouldn't be a surprise. I've been trying not to think about it all this time, even though I think about it like every day I wake up in the morning. So, what happened? You totally managed to beat him, right? I did not defeat him. That is, I could not defeat him because You were beaten instead. Unlike your messed up summoning through Shiro, you couldn't beat this guy even when you were summoned properly. Saber hangs her head, but she doesn't answer. But that's an answer enough. Saber couldn't win? Not this imperfect Saber hobbled by my weakness, but Saber with nothing holding her back? Is that even possible? You consider her expressly in terms of her strength as a swordsman. Saber isn't invincible. She was weaker than Berserker, but Saber as her noble phantasm? The other servants' noble phantasms are powerful, but Saber's exceeds them all. It's hard to believe there could be a hero in this world that her sacred sword couldn't defeat. Then there's only one explanation. He wasn't summoned for this war. He was a summoner who remained from the previous one. Nothing else makes sense. My mind has stopped working. It's not that I agree with Tosaka's assessment, but she just described what I've been hoping could be possible since yesterday. That means Saber can stay if we win! Yay! Wait, but this is... There are no buts. It's the only possible explanation. Only 7 servants can be summoned for each war. If there are other servants, then that would mean they're the winners who survived the previous war. I want to know what happened in Wars 1 through 3. Dang it. Give me Fate -1. There's a heavy silence. Yet, why does Tosaka look so pleased? Why are you happy? Isn't it obvious? There's precedent. I don't know who that is, but he's a servant who won the last Holy Grail War, right? He must have obtained the Holy Grail, and he's staying in this world with its power. Yeah, and he can basically cause the apocalypse at the snap of a finger if he feels like it. Great. That means he's proof. As long as you get the Holy Grail, a servant can remain in this world. I'd like to capture him and question him for more information. Good luck with that, Ren. Go for it. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tosaka. I don't know who the heck that guy is, but he's a servant. And he's remained from this Wars of the Wars, which means there's a way for Saber to do the same! Well, I don't know who he is or what his motives are. It doesn't change the fact that he's an enemy. Saber, what's his true identity? I do not know. In the previous Holy Grail War, I didn't have access to the voice actor screen. I was unable to determine his identity. He did not have a noble phantasm specific to him. He didn't have a noble phantasm that made it clear who he was? That's ridiculous. A servant who doesn't have a noble phantasm wouldn't be a servant, right? Besides, he just... That is right, he had plenty of them. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out his identity since he used so many. We just need to figure out which hero would match the shapes and sizes of the noble phantasms he used. Then I shall ask you this. Do you remember any of the noble phantasms that he used? Of course I do. Just check the noble phantasm weapon screen. Tosaka thinks hard. She folds her arm and just tilts her head in confusion. No way, that's impossible. What's going on, Tosaka? What's impossible? I don't believe it. The one covered in blood is Dainsleif, and that sickle-looking thing is Harpe. There was one that looked Chinese too, and I think there was one that looked like it was used by a Kala. Tosaka looks almost crazed as she mutters to herself. She looks like she's tumbling down a rabbit hole. So that one is similar to Saber Sword, but it should be different. The symbol designed to look like it should have come from Northern Europe, and I'd heard most originals of Magic Sword tend to take their cues from Nordic sources. She's starting to grind her teeth. Tosaka? Leaving her to her own devices is gonna do more harm than good at this point. If I don't stop her right now, we'll pay the price later. Especially me. Tosaka! Tosaka! Earth to Tosaka! Slap her! Good face. Shut it, Shiro! You're butting in and it's just confusing me. Not trying to butt in, you're talking about the guy's noble phantasm, right? Judging from the shapes, there was Dansleaf, Harpe, Durandal, Vrata, Kobla, and Gay Bulk. I don't know the Chinese one, but I think I covered all the famous ones. Yeah, you're right on all counts. I don't love the face she's making, and it leaves me feeling a whole lot worse. I don't know much, but I just blurted out what leaps into my head. But what does that mean? There's no hero who has such an insane number of phantasms. And more importantly, the weapons are from all over the place, so I have no idea what the heck's going on. Yeah, we gotta deal with two Gay Bulks. Fan-frickin-tastic. One of the only weapons that can actually screw over Saber. Great. Yes, this is why even I could not discern his identity. He employed a wide variety of noble phantasm, each of which should have been a sign of a specific hero. Archer had so many, I could not narrow down his identity. The two look perplexed. Well, with so many noble phantasm, we have no hope of determining who he is. It's like hiding a leaf in the forest. Shiro, don't you have any suggestions? Osaka was obviously annoyed at me and glares at me. She's just taking her frustrations out on me, I guess. Like what? Like anything you noticed? Any flash of inspiration? Again, only thing I can tell you is check the voice actor menu. We need some outside-the-box thinking. Our only chance at solving this predicament is through sheer luck. You may be right. I get it, you're making fun of me. Rude. I just think you're no help in the first place, so what do you think? I don't know, I got nothing. I raise my hands up into surrender. As Tosaka just groans. Oh, everything is bad. Everything is really bad. That leaves us with only one conclusion. Saber, do you think all his noble phantasms are fake? There's no other explanation. I agree, however... They weren't fakes. How did I know that? Besides, fake noble phantasm wouldn't have harmed Castor. How'd you figure that, Emiya? I'm just saying, I'm a sword pervert. I know swords, and I know those were all real. It's a superpower of mine. It's intuition. I can't explain it, but those were all real. Lancer's Gabolg is real, of course, but the spear the other guys use is also the real Gabolg. What? Or making that face isn't making explaining it any easier. Doesn't help, I have no idea how I know this. Again, it's because he's a sword pervert. I just know all his noble phantasms are real. I can feel it. Really feeling it. Maybe it's because I use rejection during the battle with Berserker, but after seeing those noble phantasms, I can tell they're real. A great weapon is imbued with specific concepts, while imitations lack something. I learned that much when I replicated Saber's sword. In that regard, I think all noble phantasms that Serpent had were perfect. Oh boy. Sorry, I just need to stretch. My back has been bothering me a whole lot. And I figured out one of the reasons why. It's like, I've got to... Gonna switch, just chat for just a second. Got myself a foam roller that I've been using for the better part of like a little over a year to help me since I started having back problems. And it's been pretty good overall. It's really helped me out. But I think over like the last year, it's finally started to give in, and the middle part is straight up squishy now. So I've ordered like a deluxe back roller because it's just like one of those things. Like my back is to a point where I just need a back roller in my life, and I needs it. I needs to be able to pop my back and not feel pain. Like, yeah, don't get old. That's the lesson. Don't get old. Take care of your bodies, please. Brush your teeth. Let's set what Shiro set aside. Since we don't know the guy's true identity, we should think of our next move. Tosaka sneaks a glance at Saber. Assuming he's after the Holy Grail, there's only one thing bothering me. Saber, can I be blunt? Why does she have to have that mysterious, cool-looking sprite when topics like this come up? And are we going to address the fact that he called Ilya a vessel? Are we going to address that? No, we're not? Okay, we're going to overlook that. What do you mean, Rin? If there's something you would like to know, you need not hold back. Are you sure? Okay, then. What do you think of him, Saber? From the way he was talking about you, he seems to have the hots for you. A million things happened at once. You can forgive one detail. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. A lot of really bad stuff happened. I'm not following Tosaka's lead. I also sneak a glance towards Saber. Wait, Rin, are you shipping them? I thought you were on my side, dang it! I don't think Tosaka is wrong. He did seem obsessed with Saber. Actually, it's kind of beyond obsessed. From the very beginning, he only saw Saber as his possession. Much like I only see her as a girl. I do not care what he thinks. I do, however, recall him proposing marriage in the previous war. Of course, I banished the idea with my sword. Propose? You mean that kind of proposal? What the heck is that servant thinking? Well, I don't know if I should celebrate, but I get the sense you don't feel too bad about it either. It's flattering for a woman to be proposed to, even after you become a servant. That is not true, and I do not have that kind of freedom. My only goal is to obtain the Holy Grail. Honestly, what kind of nonsense irritates me? Really? You might feel that way, but he seemed super into you. He seems super into you, and guys like that, they don't get discouraged, even when you reject him. You're stubborn too, so maybe you two are like a super good match. Tosaka is being irresponsible, so I'm not sure why she looks so amused. Tosaka looks like she's happy to have a conversation like this with Saber, even though Saber seems disinterested, and I want to yell. I keep telling you I have no interest in such things. He is certainly a skilled heroic spirit, but he and I are of vastly different minds. Saber's responses are at least sincere. Oh, did you hear that, Shiro? Saber has no interest in men. Relieved. Does that mean I have to get an operation? Ren, Shiro has nothing to do with this conversation. There's no logic in what you've just said. I figured, my bad. But if you're not sure why I'm so amused, I have to say this whole thing is just funny. Dang it, Ren. Stop being a troll. Tosaka laughs menacingly. Her eyes make it clear she's laughing at me as much as she's laughing at Saber. I really don't know what's me off more, but I get up without a word. Hey, where are you going, Shiro? Tea. I'm thirsty and I'm gonna make tea for everyone. It's 10 o'clock at night and everyone deserves to have tea right now. I huff and head to the kitchen. I don't know why, I'm just irritated. Can't imagine why I'm irritated right now. Doesn't have anything to do with Rin being a jerk. I make it super bitter for Tosaka. I'm going back to my room. We'll talk more tomorrow when Ilya wakes up. After teasing Saber for a while, Tosaka gulps down the bitter tea. Yeah, go to sleep. Don't come back here. Fine, fine. I'm leaving the rest of you here. I don't know why she's so amused, but Tosaka's mood seems good even as she turns back to the outbuilding. What will you be doing, Shiro? Your wounds may have healed, but you should not push yourself. You should also rest for the night. I intend to, but I'm gonna watch Ilya a little bit more, make sure the child doesn't die. I feel kind of bad, maybe. If she seems alright, I'll take her to the spare room and then I'll get to bed. I see. I shall stay up as well. That's where the conversation ends. Saka was the one making all the noise and now it's super duper awkward. Great. Well, it's not that it's awkward. I'm anxious because there are like a million questions I want to ask her and so many things I want to say and a lot of things I want to say that I can't talk about because the game's not talking about them. Come to think of it, I haven't really been able to talk to Saber. You know, about that Holy Grail thing. About her not being dead. About how even if she obtains the Holy Grail, there's no salvation. There's no need to explain why, but she still doesn't have a wish for herself. Saber, about our conversation earlier. Our eyes meet. First tell me that she knows what I want to say. Yes, what is it, Shiro? Tries to divert what I have to say with her quietness. But I have to talk to her. Said about our earlier conversation. Saka said servants can't stay in this world if they obtain the Holy Grail. I have no intention to remain here. The moment I obtain the Holy Grail, I will return to my original time. Gonna redo that section of the king. Rather than saving yourself on the brink of death, you want to just start over? Yes, it is the king's duty to protect their nation, and I was inadequate. So I must at least select an appropriate king in my stead. She says it as though she's talking about a stranger. For some reason, I'm getting really mad. You idiot! Wake up! The heck with the king's duty. What matters is you are here. So you should do what you want to do. You're strong, right? Then finish the war now. Get your Holy Grail. Quit being a servant. If you have a wish, don't use it to go back in time and redo stuff. If you want to change, don't change your past self. Find a way to change now. Then return to the past from here. Huh? I just came up with a stupid theory. The Merlin that Saber knows is actually herself, but she sent herself back in time to be Merlin after she wins this Holy Grail and grows up and has an old person life. Totally right. I nailed it. I'm the best. Saber doesn't answer because she knows I'm right. She sighs. You are very persistent, Shiro. Please, let this matter rest. He rejects what I said outright. Obtaining the Holy Grail does not mean that I can remain in this age. Archer, that servant does not remain in this age because he obtained the Holy Grail. It is not possible to obtain the Holy Grail. It was not possible to obtain the Holy Grail in the previous war? If he didn't use the Holy Grail, then how is he here? What do you mean? One cannot obtain what does not exist. On that night, when the town was ablaze, the Holy Grail was destroyed. Destroyed by my master, who betrayed me, Kiritsugu Emiya. She said the thing! She said the thing we've known from Fate Zero! Yay! What? The edge of my vision goes dark. I nearly fall backwards and body slam Ilya, but I managed to catch myself. Kiritsugu Emiya? Yes, 10 years ago he was my master in the previous Holy Grail. Did I forget to tell you this? Oh, I kept meaning to tell you this. Oh well. Kiritsugu and I survived until the very end, and the Holy Grail was in Kiritsugu's hand. Archer and his master were still left, and we had only to defeat them to bring an end to the Holy Grail War. But Kiritsugu abandoned the Holy Grail. As a result, the town was consumed in flames. He ordered me to destroy the Holy Grail, as servants are the only ones capable of touching it. Kiritsugu used his final command spell to force me to destroy the Holy Grail. And with the Holy Grail gone, servants could not remain in this world. Kiritsugu did not try to keep me. That is my last memory. I cannot conclude my battle with that Golden Knight Archer, nor ask Kiritsugu why he betrayed me. Not like I never thought about it. My old man was a mage, and he lived in this town. He could have hypothetically been involved in a Holy Grail war. Still, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me my old man was a master? A servant typically does not retain their memories from the previous summonings, and the same heroic spirit is not typically summoned as a servant consecutively. I seem to be an exception to this rule. That is why I determined it would be best not to mention it to you. Betrayed! I was not eager to speak with you about what sort of master Kiritsugu was. Why didn't you want to tell me? Shiro, in much the same way you have witnessed my path in my dreams, I have seen your past as well. I was surprised by your past and did not believe how much Kiritsugu had changed. The Kiritsugu Emi of your memories was a wonderful person, but he's nothing like the man I remember. In brief, he was a typical mage. He acted purely out of self-interest. He destroyed anything in his way. I saw not a hint of human emotion from him. In the course of the entire war, he spoke to me only 3 times. I do not think I need to explain those 3 occasions to you. He was not brutal or some gleeful murderer. He was wholly without emotion. Kiritsugu treated me as nothing more than a tool, saw himself in the same way. Kiritsugu killed every single one of his own emotions, just as he killed each of his enemies. I never learned what drove him or what he believed in, but in the moment I stood before the Holy Grail, he commanded me to destroy it. To be honest, never have I more bitterly cursed the command spell, or a betrayer than in that moment. There's truth in Saber's words. Oh, that's a good story. I love that story. I know she couldn't tell this story for, dramatic reasons to get to this point, and until we actually got to see Archer 2, but it's good. I was hoping I would love this reveal, and I really do. I love her telling of who Kiritsugu is. I love this game. I hate this game at times, but I love this game so freaking much. No. They must all be true. And we're going to keep this a secret from Rin. Rin doesn't need to know any of this, and neither does Ilya. I realized I knew nothing about what Kiritsugu was like before I met him. There was no way for me to find out what kind of person he'd been before that, and there was no need. Even if Kiritsugu Emiya was cold-hearted, it wouldn't change a thing. The man who adopted Shiro Emiya as his son was so much warmer. That's the only truth about him to me. But what nags at me is, if Kiritsugu truly was ruthless, then final moments were just too empty and futile. I see. Maybe I was able to summon you because I'm Kiritsugu's son. I do not know. Kiritsugu summoned me after taking the proper steps. He had the aptitude to be a master, and so was hired by a mage family with a long history to join the Holy Grail War. I hear that house provided him with everything he needed to be a master. They excavated a relic of King Arthur from Cornwall and gave it to Kiritsugu to use for the Holy Grail War. Kiritsugu used it as a catalyst and summoned me, King Arthur. Though Kiritsugu did not possess a connection to me, nor did he possess any attributes in common with me, there must be some other factor which enabled you to summon me. I got it. I'm not that surprised my old man was a master because he was super cool. But what does surprise me is that his servant is the same King Arthur with me now. And one more thing. Saber said that the Holy Grail was destroyed? Then maybe this war is meaningless to begin with. I don't get it. You already knew there's no Holy Grail, right? So why did you decide to join this ridiculous war? I thought it was already established that there are multiple Holy Grails. I was not under the impression that it's the same Holy Grail that pops up every time. I thought that, that had already been established by the game. I cannot say for certain whether the Holy Grail is truly here or not, but for long as I have been summoned, there must be a Holy Grail. Have you forgotten, Shiro? I become a servant expressly to obtain the Holy Grail. Put another way, I would not be summoned to this place if there was not one. Yeah, but then does this mean the Holy Grail can fix itself after being destroyed? There was one Grail in this town that activates every few years. Any other Grail is across the world, they do not move. Okay. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. So the Grail that is in this town is the same Grail. It's the same Grail for the last 5 wars. Although in the last war, it was allegedly destroyed. No, the Holy Grail is not something that can be easily replaced. A Holy Grail once destroyed cannot be restored. But it should exist. Servants are drawn to the Holy Grail and manifest. Without a Holy Grail, servants will not appear. The priest mentioned that already. The priest, oh yeah, that guy from really early in the game. We should go hang out with him again. He's super cool. The guy living in the church, the overseer of the Holy Grail War. The man who's managing the Holy Grail should be able to answer all my questions. End of the previous war. The whereabouts of the destroyed Holy Grail and how that archer is still around. Oh yeah, what did Kiritsugu see at the end of the battle that made him want to destroy it? I wake up alone, all by myself. Even if she's recovered, Saber still needs to sleep on occasion. The moment we return to our rooms, Saber immediately falls asleep, and I went to bed as well, if only to make her feel better. That was an hour ago, and it's past midnight. I should be able to get out of the house without Saber and Tosaka noticing at this hour. Are we going to go train, or are we going to go do something stupid? We're doing something stupid. Shiro. Shiro. Hi. Cardwis here. You're an idiot. I sneak outside, trying not to make a sound. Unless we're going to go see Sakura or Taiga, I'm going to be mad. We better be going to go see Sakura or Taiga. I have been wanting him to go see the priest, but just like going out on your own at night when we know that there is still Lancer around, and he has exploded my heart before, we should not assume that he can't do it again despite us being stronger. And there's still Archer number 2. Why are we so against the idea of Rin and Saber and or Ilya joining us on this quest? Shiro doesn't like women. He does not trust women. Granted, with some of the choices in this game, I don't blame him. But come on, my dude! It's late, but the silence is eerie. On the other hand, I feel like something dark and sinister is swirling at my feet. Did something happen to the town while Ilya had me prisoner? Like a bad omen hangs around this place. It isn't my imagination. I look up towards the mountain in the distance. The Ao Temple, it stands in the distance, only looks like a black lump from here, but it looks like it's swaying in the night air, rumbling and throbbing. I hope Lancer comes stab us. We deserve it. We deserve to be stabbed for doing this on our own. I cross the dark river and walk into Shinto. So it has been 10 days. On that day, the night I first met Saber, we crossed this bridge. Then I crossed it again when I foolishly just left my markings behind in the bad ending. I see the church. I've never been here before. I may have said as much to Osaka, but I did have a connection with the church. Excuse me, sorry. If things had gone differently, I would have ended up under the care of the church and then had been adopted by some family later on. Would have been either the Emiya family or the church. One heck of a fork in the road. 10 years ago. Are we going to get a flashback? All the kids in the hospital were orphans and the church took them all in, at least temporarily. I was the only one in that group of orphans to be adopted from the hospital. That's probably why. I've been unconsciously avoiding the church out of guilt. Bunch of children adopted in the church. What are the odds some of the children we have met are children who were in there and were actually raised by the church? Just want to bring that possibility up. In fact, like I'm gonna say it. I'm going to not guarantee it, but there's like a 90% chance. I'm going to put the over/under at 1.5 of number of other child characters in this game who were like in that hospital in that fire. I've been unconsciously avoiding the church out of guilt. It's also why 11 days ago I told Tosaka it was my first time going. Yeah, something bad happened at the temple. Can't imagine what. Again, just hang out at the church. The church will take care of you. The church has a cool priest in charge of everything. The lights in the church are on. I don't really like that priest. There are things I need to ask him. Okay, let's go. I take a deep breath and put my hand on the heavy door. Father Kodamine, are you here? Ollie Ollie oxen free. Oh, there's no one in the chapel. The lights are on, but no one's home. I find myself more nervous than if it were dark. Anyone here? There's no reply. Can't keep going in further, so I might have to give up tonight. Yarr! I whirl around when I hear someone behind me.
Shiro Emiya, what brings you this hour?
Is that too similar to what I'm doing for Gold Knight? He was going to sleep and he woke up. We are so rude. He deserves to beat us up. We are super rude for doing this. But hey, maybe as an apology, maybe he'll let us drop out of the Holy Grail War this again. We can give it to Lancer. Give Lancer the W. The suddenness of his appearance leaves me speechless.
It is the dead of night. I had hoped to go to sleep, but the look on your face tells me you want to pretend to perform some sort of penance, Shiro Emiya.
Yeah, a little bit more. We can do more breathy for him, a little bit deeper for Gold Knight. Hopefully, the difference is coming across my voice. Kodamine sounds bored and turns back to the door he came through. Hold on, I came here to ask you a super important question.
I know that. I do not intend to turn anyone away, no matter how odd an hour they choose to arrive.
Kodamine says so. He opens the door to the back of the church.
Follow me. I am sure you are here to talk about the Holy Grail War. I cannot allow such bloody talk in here.
Kodamine doesn't bother asking my opinion. He just goes to the back of the church. Come this far, can't go home empty-handed. I steel myself, determined to not let Kodamine intimidate me this time, and head towards the back of the church. Take me to church. Whoa, the outside's impressive, but the inside's pretty intricate too. This must be the courtyard. The garden and the passageways are too magnificent for Kodamine to live here alone.
What are you doing? If you wish to talk, come with me.
The priest disappears around yet another corner. Ah, darn, he's not waiting for me. Well, you don't wait on Saber, you don't wait on Ren, you don't wait for anyone in your life. You have zero right to complain about that, Shiro. I complain to myself as Shiro. The church is a small labyrinth, so I don't have any choice but to follow Kodamine. We enter a modest stone chamber. The simple room, far from the elegance of the chapel and courtyard, must be Father Kodamine's private room. Little too close, dude.
Please forgive my inability to offer you in the way of hospitality.
The priest makes good on his apology and plops down on the sofa. I smell the faint aroma of what might be wine. For the smell to linger in this room, he must really like wine.
What is wrong? I thought you came here to talk. If you're going to just stand there like a fool, I'm going to be very annoyed.
I'm going to be annoyed too. Nobody's standing around like a fool. I was just looking around because the room looked kind of weird. I'm gonna go home as soon as I finish my business here.
That is a relief. I have no time to chat with children. I ask that you be brief.
Ah! This priest gets on my nerves. You're the one interrupting him in the dead of night, dude. You are the jerk here, Shiro. I feel like he's reading in my mind, and whenever I try to deal with him directly, I just get intimidated.
So, what is it that you want to talk about, Shiro Emiya? I thought I already told you everything I could.
Don't lie. You knew all along. You knew my old man was Saber's master, and that the Holy Grail was destroyed. You're the overseer here, and manage the Holy Grail, so you can't not know. Alright. Do a little bit of hydration right now. Looks like the ad break is going on, or if it's about to start for you. I do like this guy. I like his design. I think he's a cool character. I wish we hung out at the church more. I wish we got to hang out with him. I appreciate the lore dumps that we get with Saber and Ren and Ilya, But I feel like we should get more lore dumps from this guy. Oh boy. Ow! Pop. Hooray, getting older.
Ah, did Saber tell you herself?
Yeah, I heard that's kind of how the last Holy Grail War ended. The priest falls silent, contemplating something.
It is unusual for a servant to retain memories from previous summons. Either Saber is defective, or there is something unusual about her. Either way, I cannot say she is a normal servant. Heroic spirits do not retain their memory. As they are summoned in the past, present, and future, their retaining memories of these summonings would create contradictions. They instead have memories only from their lives, and memories made after their death, once they become heroic spirits, would not remain with them.
He ponders this as if he still isn't convinced. I get it. Konamine doesn't know Saber hasn't fully become a heroic spirit, so he can't truly understand the situation. Now, that's not what's going on. Saber's circumstances are kind of different than other servants. Not my story to tell. I would let her tell the story, but I left her behind because she's just a girl.
Different circumstances. I see. So this must be why you visited me. Very well. Tell me.
This haughty attitude is ticking me off, but I don't have time to deal with that too. I don't like it, but this man might be able to give me an explanation. It seems Saber isn't dead. Her contract to become a heroic spirit isn't complete. It appears she wished for the Holy Grail just as she was dying, and she agreed to become a heroic spirit as the price for obtaining it. So she's not completely dead, and she won't die until she obtains the Holy Grail, and that's when she'll become a servant in the normal sense. Okay, we're just gonna spill all of Saber's secrets. Okay. That's cool of us. We're the best, Master.
Not dead. Then Saber must still be in the cycle of reincarnation. Are you saying she is not removed from the flow of time like other heroic spirits?
He's the priest. He's neutral, but it's still not our secret to give. It's like the first time like Saber really opens herself up to us and tell us like one of her deepest, darkest secrets. We go out the next day and just tell this guy. It's not our secret to tell. Yeah, I think that's what it means. Tosaka said Saber's basically been carved out of time. That's a good face.
I see. Though rather than disappearing after her role is finished like a typical heroic spirit, she will be summoned as a heroic spirit again and again, until she obtains the Holy Grail. But since she has yet to obtain the Holy Grail, whenever her attempts to gain one fails, she is sent back to the moment of her death, and now she has been summoned for this war, and retains her memories of the last. I really can't understand heroes who go out of their way to seek the Holy Grail, only to die. But once she obtains it, the only fate awaiting her is being used by others as a servant.
Right, even if she gets the Holy Grail and has her wish granted, she just becomes another servant. I don't like that. Besides, what are servants? You say they use heroic spirits like familiars, but are there contradictory holy spirits, heroic spirits like Saber? Say words.
Who knows? I know a great deal about how that part... I don't know a great deal about how that part of the system works. The permanence of the soul. The servant system was created to imitate that secret method. Only those who established the system would know more.
The permanence of the soul?
Well, I'm only speaking of how it was in the past. It really doesn't matter anymore, forget it. So, Shiro Emiya. Bottom line, you do not want your saber to be a servant any longer, correct?
Is that what I want? I assume that's what you want. I assume that's why you're going out of your way to go outright behind Saber's back to do this. Because, like, you're going to... Let's face it. He's the man. He knows what's best for Saber's life. He should have control over her body. That is what this game is telling me. The men should control women's bodies. I do think Saber's situation is messed up. Aiming for the Holy Grail is all well and good, but afterwards the only thing waiting for her is her disappearance. Even if someone other than King Arthur is chosen, then when King Arthur ceases to exist in our history, the hero King Arthur will continue to be used by who knows how many others, and that just seems wrong to me. That is not what the game is telling. That feels like the lesson that the game is telling me. Like, the way Shiro acts towards Saber, the way he is making her... He is trying to learn more, and it feels like he's trying to make the major decisions in Saber's heroic journey. He may back off of that, but he is on the verge of just outright, if Saber gets the Holy Grail, he would use it. At this point, it feels like he would use his wish to override Saber's desire for what she wants to do with her history and her body. So if she can stop being a servant and just live a normal life...
That is impossible. The dead cannot come back to life. It does not matter if she is frozen in time. To us, Saber has already died. The power of the Holy Grail is what summoned her here. It is what keeps her here. And this is possible because she agreed to the conditions of becoming a heroic spirit. If she does not seek the Holy Grail, she will not be summoned as a servant. But as long as she continues to seek it, no matter how long it takes, she will eventually become a complete servant. Even if she fails this time, she will have infinite other chances. Saber is frozen in time, so she cannot attempt 2 Holy Grail wars simultaneously. She cannot reattempt a trial once failed. If she failed a trial once, she will fail again no matter how many times she tries. She has already experienced it, and so the result cannot be changed. It is likely only a matter of time before she obtains the Holy Grail. This Holy Grail war is not the only chance she has of doing so. There are trials to obtain the Holy Grail in every era. If she fights in every war, she will eventually obtain the Holy Grail. No one is that RNG screwed to lose every single time. After all, she is being summoned as a heroic spirit because she is under the belief that she will obtain the Holy Grail. From the moment she came before you as a servant, the option of making her stop being a servant was non-existent.
Thank you, bot. I assume the bot is taking care of that. I knew it. As long as Saber seeks the Holy Grail, there's no way she can avoid becoming a servant. She'll stay like this forever unless she decides to use the Holy Grail for herself. Even if this Holy Grail war ends, and there's no need to fight anymore, if she doesn't obtain the Holy Grail, she just has to try again next time, and the moment she obtains it, she turns into the so-called heroic spirit and is sent across time. So whether she obtains the Holy Grail or not, she'll remain a servant forever.
Not necessarily. If the Holy Grail is truly omnipotent, it may be able to save Saber.
But you just said it was impossible.
Correct. There is no way to stop Saber from becoming a servant. But what you desire is for her to remain in this world, yes. That is not so difficult. A servant can remain here, human, once the Grail War ends. But once she dies, she will return to where she was just before she died.
How do I do that?
Heroic servants and spirits and servants are similar, but there are differences. Normally, heroic spirits are not summoned with a will of their own. They are simply summoned as a tool to fulfill specific goals, after which they disappear. But servants are different. They are the original body that was summoned by the Holy Grail. As such, they can live human lives just by remaining in this world.
Can you do something like that? Saber said that the Holy Grail disappeared the moment it was destroyed last time. Without the Holy Grail, I thought servants couldn't stay.
Of course they cannot. The Holy Grail is what summons servants, and it's the Master's role to maintain them following the summoning. That, however, is only possible because the Holy Grail is aiding the Master. Typically, a single mage cannot produce enough magical energy to maintain a servant. Without an incredible source of magic energy like the Holy Grail, the servant will disappear.
Yeah, I figured then.
Well, if there was a shortfall, one only needs to compensate. That is all supplying magical energy to a servant is. Their natural tendency is to consume souls. If their existence starts to fade, they can replenish themselves with more souls.
Telling me to attack random people like Shinji did? No, I won't let her do that. Saber wouldn't want to remain here if that's what she had to do.
Is that so? Then would you have to use the contents of the Holy Grail? It's quite simple. If you truly want Saber to live as a human, have her drink from the Holy Grail.
He must have anticipated my resistance. The look on his face tells me that this is the conclusion he wanted me to reach this whole time. Are you telling me to grant my wish using the Holy Grail?
No, this has nothing to do with your wish. I am talking about the contents of the Holy Grail. Did Rin not tell you? Servants are able to start a second life in this world by drinking the water of the Holy Grail. Though this method only establishes their position as a familiar in this age, their physical body remains that of a servant, and they would remain in this world only for so long as their master lives.
That means there is no solution. Even if she were to stay in this world, it would be pointless if she's still a servant. She wouldn't be able to exist without magic energy from her master, and even if she managed to live in this world, she just goes back to the hill after her death. Saber would never agree to that. She doesn't care about second life. She insists she's going to use the Holy Grail for something else, but then again, does the Holy Grail, the key to all this, even still exist? I've heard enough. Basically, you're telling me to get the Holy Grail, but does the Holy Grail even still exist? If my old man destroyed it, wouldn't it...
Wouldn't it what?
If the Holy Grail doesn't exist, then there is no reason to fight, and the ridiculous fight to the death is pointless.
There is no reason to fight, say. Why bring that up now? You never had a reason to fight in the first place.
It says that. And time just seems to stop. There's no reason to fight? You told me that before. I had just become a master and I didn't have much of a reason to fight. So at the time, what he said didn't sink in. I just ignored him. I thought he was just being sarcastic. What about now? There's a reason for me to fight, and if there's a Holy Grail, I want to end this war, and if it's possible, I want to give the Grail to Saber. There is a reason for me to fight, and a perfectly good one at that. Why? Why do those simple words
make me shake so much I feel like I'm about to vomit up everything that I've held in. Let us leave that aside for now. This is not the time to open up old wounds. It's the perfect time to open up old wounds. I'm asking you a question. Never mind. Different voice. Leave that aside for now. This is not the time to open up old wounds. A voice shatters the stillness that had me locked up in my thoughts. It's the voice of a man I didn't want to hear. But that voice at least settles the wave of nausea I feel creeping up on me. Oh, never mind. The Holy Grail is here. The Holy Grail is only a receptacle anyway. Once it is gone, someone else will prepare another Grail. Someone will prepare another one? Is the Holy Grail easy to make? Can I just go to my kitchen and put one in the oven? Speaking only of the vessel, yes. Of course, it requires a certain amount of skill, but without that skill, the Holy Grail War would not be possible in the first place. The Holy Grail is not a cup that received the blood of God. It is based on a magic pot handed down from ancient times. If you are a mage, you should know about it. Utopia, the word is Greek, and refers to a place that cannot be found or reached. It is said that the omnipotent pot would grant any wish existed in such a place. And there were mages who tried to reproduce this omnipotent pot, which became the foundation of most mythology. There were three families: Ainsburn, Makiri, and Tosaka. They spent many generations researching the ritual to reproduce the omnipotent pot. 200 years ago, they managed to complete it. That was the first Holy Grail War, the ritual that attempted to open up a path by calling forth the omnipotent pot that was nothing more than an artificial Holy Grail. Ainsburn, that's Ilya's family name. One Makiri was mentioned once earlier in the game, if you can remember it. I think I remember it. Is it what I think it is? No, their name is Matau, but I definitely remember the name Makiri. Where do I remember it from? Like, my brain tells me... Did that come up in the conversation with Shinji? I don't remember exactly, but I don't like this. But that alone cannot summon a Holy Grail. It also required suitable land and a powerful spell. These the Tosakas and Makiris provided. At the time, the Church and the Mages Association were in the middle of a war. As such, a land in the Far East where the Church held no sway seemed ideal for the ritual. The Ainsburg must have anticipated something like this might happen and invited the Tosaka clan to join forces. The Tosaka clan was the owner of the spiritual land in the area, and their master was a skilled necromancer. Without the Tosakas, summoning the Holy Grail would likely have been impossible for the Ainsburns. Of course, the two families betrayed each other. Thinking the situation should be a system of checks and balances, the Tosakas brought in the Makiri family. The Makiris are a family with substantial history. They are exceptionally skilled with handling familiars. The Makiris were the ones who came up with the idea of command spells. And thus the three worked together to summon the Holy Grail. But the moment they succeeded, a fight to the death broke out. The first summoning of the Holy Grail War ended, while the families were busy fighting each other. As time went on, they set down rules and called it the Holy Grail War, and eventually returned to working together, on the surface at least. The Tosakas provided the land and the system to model the servants. The Makiris provided the command spells. And the Ainsburn provided the vessel. There's that word. Alright. The word that Archer called Ilya Ainsburn. The Ainsburn provide the vessel for the Holy Grail. The Tosakas provide the land. The Makiris provide the command spells. So, does this imply the Makiris are still around? Are the Makiris still around, and that is what's providing the command spells? Or is that they left the information that allows you to provide the command spells? Because I think the Ainsburn left a modern vessel for the Holy Grail. That was the nature of their cooperation. I am not sure what's so amusing about this. I'm not so sure what's amusing about this, but the priest seems to enjoy telling me all this. Thank you for the lore drop. Very appreciated and very sorely needed. But I see, they say the Holy Grail was a ritual. I didn't know Ilya and Tosaka's families were the one who created the thing. The Ainsburns prepare the Holy Grail. As Kiritsugu betrayed them last time, they have put their greatest trump card into play. Which is to say, the Ainsburn girl probably holds the Holy Grail. Ah! Ilya holds the Holy Grail. What are the command spells on Ilya? So, the Makiri provide the command spells. Why does Ilya have so many? Are they only 3 command spells? They're just freaking huge and very powerful? Or do the command spells that we have on our arms come from Ilya? She's not Makiri, though. Makiri give the command spells to the Grail, which then gives them to the servants. So Ilya has a lot and only needed to distribute a few sets of 3. Ilya is distributing the command spells. Okay, that theory is correct then. Or at least it sounds like you're confirming that idea. That's weird. I don't think I see anything among her belongings that look like a Holy Grail. Are you satisfied? I do not know what you are agonizing over. The Holy Grail is your only solution. Now that you understand that, go home. The battle is not over. For you to walk about without Saber at your side is simply insane. That's really stupid of you to do. Thank you, I agree. None of your business. I'm aware Lancer's master is still around. Wait. One more thing I need to ask. Are you going to ask about the archer? Are you please going to ask about the archer? Kodamine, servants disappear once the Holy Grail disappears, right? That's what you said, right? I did. Do you take issue with that? Yeah, I do. I don't know who it was, but there's an 8th servant, according to Saber, and he was here in the previous war. What? I can see he's shocked. Kodamine's eyes go wide. What's going on, Kodamine? I came here thinking you might know something about this. There is a servant who didn't disappear, you say. It is not so strange. The previous war ended with Saber destroying the Holy Grail. though there is one servant who remained apart from Saber. Saber disappeared on her own, but if this servant desired to remain in the world, the answer is simple. They must have supplemented magic energy by feeding on souls to stay alive. That's impossible. The servant was frighteningly powerful. If someone like that hung around for 10 years, someone like you or my old man would have definitely detected them. I am well aware. Someone is likely hiding them, either their master or what? A mage who knew about the Holy Grail War, but did not become a master. I know of one person, but it is not possible. Old Man Makiri has long since retired. My brain thinks this could be, frickin' Shinji's father? Because, like, he said he's from a magic family that just ran out of magic. So did Makiri become Matao? Because, like, Shinji and Sakura is the only mention of another magic family, I think. Unless there was another one and I am just straight up forgetting. It could be possible. Are one of those random girls who are somehow voiced in this game, is one of their last name Makiri? Dang it! Makidera, that's close. Is Kaede hiding a secret? I thought Glasses Girl was hiding the secret, but it could be Short Hair Girl. I got my eyes on you, Kaede. You're trying to kill us all. Kotomine must be satisfied as he gets up from the sofa. This is the end of our conversation. After learning what I just have, I cannot simply dismiss this matter, given my role as the Overseer. I shall investigate this servant. You should concentrate on your battle against the remaining Lancer. Kotomine heads to the exit, indicating there's nothing else to discuss. There's definitely nothing more to be gained by standing here. I follow Kotomine out into the dark stone room. From there, he leads me to the entrance. Silence. One thing about that conversation that I don't want to say I'm thrown off of. The entire time, I thought we were under the impression that the servant and the master get a wish from the Holy Grail. But the way that conversation went down, it felt like they were implying only the servant gets it. Is it just because Shiro they just never mentioned that, oh yeah, the master also gets a wish? That part of the conversation just felt just a little bit weird. It felt like there were lies by omission there. I leave the church. Am I about to get heart exploded? And behind me... Saber will die once you obtain the Holy Grail. I do hope you understand what that means, Shiro Emiya. Priest puts that to me. I need to make certain I remember. Thanks, Priest. He watches me from the door with a condescending twist to his lips. Saber will die if she obtains the Holy Grail. I don't need anyone to remind me of it. Saber's goal is to obtain the Holy Grail only because she doesn't want its power for herself. As long as she obtains the Holy Grail, nothing will bind Saber anymore, and she'll be free to go back to that point right before her death and she can finally die. Why the sudden change of heart? You're not one to give warnings like that. Oh, I am just happy to see you supporting Saber. Think of this as a kindness. He's such a nice guy. Thank you, Mr. Priest. Oh, the moment Saber obtains the Holy Grail, she will disappear. My advice to you, if you wish to be with her, you should give up the Holy Grail. That doesn't make sense. I can't keep Saber here without the Holy Grail. You do not need to rely on the Holy Grail. It is the same for that other servant we spoke of earlier. If you want Saber to stay, then all you need to do is feed her soul. Am I wrong?
Screw you! I'm not doing that. I glare at the priest.
I see. That is a shame.
My glare has no effect on him. He just laughs at him.
Then you'll just have to place your hopes on what is inside the Holy Grail. Even if your servant does not desire it, you just need to keep one command spell. That way your wish be granted.
We are straight up going to get that choice. Alright. He's saying, doesn't matter if Saber doesn't want it. If I'm a master, I can just force her to drink from the Holy Grail using the power of the command spell.
Should I have not said that? Don't glare at me like that. I was only warning you. You are certainly free to respect women. It is her life. Neither you nor I have that right to interfere, although you can totally interfere. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I shall investigate the other servant you mentioned. I should have something by tomorrow. You are more than welcome to return here if you wish. Church doors close, and I glance up at the towering church before I leave. I cross the bridge at night. I once walked this path with Saber, but I'm leaving her behind now. I was just looking at the scenery, not thinking about anything at the time. The fact that he did this alone, he actively went out of his way without Saber to come here and talk to him. When we get that choice, because I'm assuming we get that choice to use the command spell to make her drink, it makes me think there's a... He could do it. And because he could do it, I might make it happen. Like, if we hadn't gone to have this conversation, I would not have even thought about it if we got that choice. I would not have considered it. But because Shiro was willing to leave Saber behind and go have this conversation on his own, Shiro has it in him to use his command spell to do. He really does. Good on you, game. I didn't think Shiro would have that in him, but he does. He really does. Nerd! I know, I don't need him to tell me that. Why is everything so complicated? Saber shouldn't obtain the Holy Grail, but the only thing that can save her is the Holy Grail. I can't do that. Even if I asked her to do it, she would refuse. She would choose to disappear if that were the alternative. She will disappear and she'll do another Holy Grail war. Shut up! Kotomine's words are poison, but I can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of them. In my rage, I smash a fist against the nearby rail, hoping to clear my mind. I hear an echoing metallic clang, and there's no other sound. Not so much as a car or another person passes by. Why am I getting all worked up? Because your world is crashing around you? And you're reaching the climax of the game? This path, at least. I lean against the rail and grumble to myself. I know I should just ignore Kotomine, but there's just some sort of power in his words. I can't ignore him. What do I want to do? What am I fighting for? In the beginning, it was stopping the Holy Grail War. When did that become secondary? Did it happen when I started to stubbornly fight on my own?
Did it happen when I realized how helpless I am and I started to, you know, treat Saber not as a girl? Or did it happen when I made a sword for her and our souls intertwined that night in the ruins? No, it's all nonsense. I don't need to think about it. Ever since the beginning, my mind has been made up since I saw her in that shed. The sight of her illuminated in the tight moonlight. That would have been fine. Had I not shared the dream of her past, had I not known her better, it just would have been better without me knowing. But I did find out. I knew I couldn't leave her alone. I just wished to stay this way. I want to keep on seeing her smile. The image of the girl watching the sunset alone on the hill, strewn with swords. My chest hurts whenever I think of that scene. She never took any time to herself. That always bothered me. Ritsuko always said not to make a girl cry. I much prefer her smiling face than her tears, and that's why I was just so angry with Saber. She never smiled. Man, the bots are out in full force today. Luckily, I guess the bot is taking care of him because it's not popping up in chat. Oh well. But then, when I told her to smile, she always just replied she'd rather see me smile. That's like looking at an unreachable star through a telescope. Ah! I look up at the night sky. Stare up at the star I can never reach. Trickle. I don't know how it formed, but I feel a tear slide down my cheek. I love her. Say it to nobody. Dense as I may be, I have to at least admit how I feel. I'm not that much of a dumb protagonist. I can't stop this feeling any longer. Yet I'm still afraid to let it show. It started out as friendship, has grown stronger. Well, I wish I had the strength to let it show. Realize I have fallen in love with her, much so that thinking about her can bring me tears. Hey, Ren. It's not a Type Moon story without a star metaphor. Natsu has been writing those since his first high school novel Notes, which had a chapter called The Moment a Star is Born. Yay! Gotta love a metaphor, and thank you for the band's worst. It's like, the fact that the bots don't even show up when I try to type in the band for him, like, that's annoying, but alright. Thank you for all the work, Worst. You're the best. If you're not following our buddy, The Worst Heroes, follow him. We also have the Phoenix Wright series that we're doing on Thursdays. We do them every single Thursday that we can. And dear Lord, it's straight up some of the most fun I have. Just being able to, like, improv with him. Like, the dynamic between Phoenix and Maya and Pearl and frickin' Larry. Frickin' Larry. Like, I love it all so much. It's one of my favorite things I do. And I want to keep doing it forever. And hey, Miles Edgeworth Investigations Collection just came out. We are going to play those games forever and ever and ever. Although I'm probably going to buy Investigations for myself just so I can play 2 finally. I've been waiting long enough to do it. Welcome home. You were out late. Hello, Bird. Thank you for also welcoming me home after I've had my crisis of love and faith. Also, a Notes fun fact. It is a story about humanity destroys Earth environment. The moon reveals it is actually a creature called Type Moon, which wants to destroy us for what we did to the planet. Type Moon still exists in all of these visual novels, but was defeated by Zeltrek, whose stay night mentioned earlier. Fan-frickin-tastic. Oh, Type Moon and all of your crazy universes. The Fate universe is crazy enough, and now you have like 20 other universes also in there? Ah! I hear Tosako when I arrive. She's standing there at the entrance. Sorry, I don't love you in this path. I don't know if I'm going to love you in any path. We're going to see how it works out. Osaka, why are you... This is not a place to talk. Look exhausted. Follow me. Grabs my hand and without waiting for me to reply, drags me down the hall. And she brings me to her room. Here. See. Must have been cold out there. Kinda awkward about it, but she's being considerate. Yeah. Thanks. Honestly, the hot tea is comforting. Took me a good hour to walk home from the neighboring town. I walk slow, so I'm like super duper cold. So, went to Kirai. Usual, she doesn't beat around the bush. Yeah, that Tosaka must have known what I was doing from the beginning. But she didn't stop me. She just waited for me to come home, and now she even made me tea. I feel like a new man now that my mind's made up. I appreciate Tosaka's thoughtfulness. Which is probably why I say... Yeah. I went. There's something I wanted to ask him about. I don't hide anything. I'm just going to be honest with her. I see. I won't ask for details. You're okay with that too, right? Yeah, it wasn't a very fruitful conversation anyway. I just wanted to check with him about the current situation. I see. I'm honestly surprised Saber isn't a full servant. The strongest of all servants being the most incompetent is kind of like a bad joke. Yeah, Saber didn't even have to end up as a servant. Nods in agreement. This is funny. You and Archer might have gotten along under different circumstances. No, I'll never get along with that jerk. That stupid red jacket, white hair jerk. I don't like him. I'll never like him. Archer. Oh, you mean your Archer. Yeah. Archer once said he regretted his own actions, so he didn't want Saber to make the same mistake. Why would he be worried about Saber? I thought he hated Saber. Yeah, maybe. He has some kind of connection with her. First time he fought Saber, he was obviously going easy on her. I thought it was weird from the beginning. Really? But Saber said she never recognized Archer. Really? But Saber was a king, right? She might not know every single citizen in her country. She could have just forgotten about him too. Now, if you go that route, the possibilities are endless. If you can't remember someone's face, that's as good as you not knowing them. Not necessarily true. According to legend, there are many knights that were unfortunately driven out of Camelot. He could have been one of them for all we know. And if so, he might be trying to hide his identity not from me, but from Saber. Osaka's unusually chatty. Probably her way of trying to be nice-ish, I guess. Maybe not particularly effective, but Tosaka is a good person. Kinda. Mostly. She's usually pretty relentless, but she still lends a helping hand. Got a kind of a big sister thing going on. Our big tsundere sister. Drink tea for a few minutes and she looks straight at me. And she's out of patience. What do you want to do, Shiro? I'm going to take her on a date tomorrow. Thank you, Shiro. Thank you, Shiro. We needed that. I can't think of anything else, and it's kind of the spur-of-the-moment idea I came up with on the walk home, but then... I don't know where the somber mood from earlier went, because Tosaka just makes the weirdest face. She bursts into uncontrollable laughter. Hold on. Wait, I wasn't ready for that. It's so selfish of you, Shiro. I'm so dumb, I should have seen this coming. Shut up! What's wrong with me being selfish? I know this is not the time for it, but I'm not gonna let you get in our way. It's been 13 days of stress. Time for the first date day of the visual novel. On the second to last day. Yeah. No, Shiro, it's just funny. Tosaka slaps my back hard and holds my her stomach. This is the worst she's ever treated me. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. I'm happy for you, none of it's funny for me. I'm super duper serious. And I'm super duper in love. Well, good luck with your date. I'm rooting for the two of you. Again, I totally ship it. But again, I'm still just holding on hope that I can get Gold Guy and Saber together. They got a good ship going on too. Tosaka says that kindly, doing complete about face from a second ago. Like, those two to have a totally, like, enemies to lovers thing going on. Definitely gonna look up some fanfiction about that later. Wait, you're gonna what? Never mind. Yeah, I'll try my best. Honestly, that came out of left field. Says it like that, all I can do is nod. I go back to my room. Staber's still asleep, the house is peaceful, and nothing could possibly go wrong. It rained today, but what about tomorrow? Look up at the clouds slowly passing overhead. Unlike me as it is, I pray for a sunny day tomorrow. Yes, I would like to save a game. And that's about as good a chance of stopping as we're gonna get. Oh my freaking goodness. This is about to get stupid in the best way. Please be stupid. A little bit wholesome. I'll take a little bit. Oh, and it's February 14th. I didn't even freaking put it together. Dang it. Oh, this is gonna be stupid and wholesome, isn't it? On the plus side, we did manage to go through, like, an entire path and saw every single possible option for once. All of them bad. But there we go! Alright, then. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. We beat up Cat. Okay, we got our kill stolen, but we deserved to get the kill stolen. We kind of played the entire thing poorly with Castro. Oh, maybe on a different path we'll have a better run against Castro. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, let's see who's still streaming at the moment so we can share a little bit of love. Who do we got? Who do we got going on? Let's go hang out with Sherry. Let's go. Yeah, I feel like hanging out with Sherry. Sherry is playing Chrono Trigger right now, and it's her first time playing through that game, and I think this should be the finale. I thought she would have finished by now, but she has not. So let's go hang out with Sherry. I enjoy her streams. If you feel like participating in the raid, we do have raid commands. You've activated my raid card because branding. Thanks so much to everyone who hung out with us today. Voice is feeling alright, so I think there's a decent chance we'll try to stream again tomorrow. Yeah, so tomorrow during the daytime we'll try to stream. Tomorrow is another wrestling pay-per-view, so I'll be watching wrestling in the evening, so sometime probably between noon and 5 o'clock, we will... Now, between noon and 3 we'll start a stream. Probably closer to 3, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you've... I said that thing. You're here for the raid. Thank you for being here for the raid. We're going to go hang out with Sherry, who's playing a Chrono Trigger for the first time. So, it's been a fun one. Hey, Harkin. Hi, Harkin. Bye, Harkin. Bye. We just had a good time. We admitted we're in love, and stuff got very bad for people. Oh, well. Alright. And until next time, fare thee well. Ta-ta.